They just want to run at each other. That being said, though, you've got the mag, you've got the quap, you've got some long cooldowns now, and you might be a bit more reliant on waiting for things like the Sonic Wave to be up, waiting for the RP to be available. So we might have a bit of a slower game too, and
Team pick.
not really sure who that's going to favor. I'd imagine Neon Esports, if anything, but only time will tell as the draft does continue. Third pick now for Neon.
What's it with?
Pangolier is the option for him.
It's a solid pick going up against Magnus combos. So you've got the natural disarm to just prevent the right clicks if you're not caught in the RP with Swashbuckle. Break off the right clicks for a little bit longer and get the control out once you've got a Basher as well. A lot of potency there. 496 though, going all in on that team fight. So they take what a few players consider the Magnus counter. They take the Winter Wyvern themselves. Along with the Magnus and the Venomancer, that's a lot of early AoE damage. A lot of timers to play with though, 496, so
10 seconds
they are
remaining.
putting themselves in sort of the same spot as game 1 where they're relying on landing these spells, and it can be iffy if you don't. So there's some things to consider there, Raph, but it gets control in the Pango as well. Pretty solid picks to keep that Pango in place, keep that Quap in place, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Neon builds against this. So pick with that core Chen, did they now shift it out with something else's core? They're gonna have to show their hands soon here.
Right. I mean, I guess the Wyvern does work very nicely into the Chen as well, right? You just Winter's Curse, take all those creeps and put it against the side of Neon. Can be a nice little way to burst down the Chen through that curse, but Neon, how are they going to respond? Very unique drafts out from this 496 gaming side. You never know what to expect.
Oh yeah.
Make it very hard to draft against.
And it is, again, that Winter is such a good pick to prevent a lot of things there. Neon do go with the Morph, so we're not getting treated to that Chen scam. Go with Morphing instead, and ooh, 496, Bloodseeker Magnus. I love this mic. Rupture Skewer, RP Rupture Skewer. Can you ask for anything more? I don't think so. On top of that, even with Blood Rite, right?
Right. RP Blood Rite is
10 seconds
delicious.
It is.
With Winter's Curse as well.
Silence.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Patience you have on hand. I do still worry about tightening up around the team fight. They had the same thing going game 1, right? You had King, you had Mars, Phoenix, Egg, Arena, Wukong's Command, Tricks of the Trade. It was still a bit topsy-turvy. So the same issues arise here. 496 has to know when not to force fights. They have to know to wait for some of those spells before running back in. Otherwise, you're going to give Neon some openings you do not want to give them.
Absolutely not. Last ban outs now. 496 getting rid of the Earthshaker, not wanting to give that Morphe yes over to Neon Esports, and that's fair. Do you believe we are we lacking a position 4 or an offlane here? Because I believe Playhard does take pos 4 Pango at times. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're saving their last position for that pos 3 for JG.
Open for them to close it out with. They could go with that, with something else for JG. Not really sure what they're looking for though. Like, this is the one thing. You're up against a Bloodseeker potentially on the safe lane. The Bloodseeker's not a hero you really bully out. You're gonna have to look for something that plays into their timing more, and the option, they're kind of limited down. They've banned a few of the good ones. LC would have been pretty okay. You want something disruptive here? Maybe a bit more team fight coming out. Wouldn't be too upset if you brought something like a Tidehunter to break up the initiation of 496 as well.
Okay.
Neon, well, the Earth Spirit was banned out. I was going to say that would have been decent as a core with a Morphling, but no option for that. So I'd say Tide would be nice. Maybe a Centaur there and get some control out. You are lacking that here for
Drag out the time a little bit for this final pickup here. 496. Whoa, Shadow Shaman. That really is a support you never see anymore. Like, maybe once in a while, but okay. So Shaman pickup, and so it's going to be a Winter Wyvern Shaman support duo. As far as I can tell, should be
5 seconds remaining.
So who's safe lane here? Are they running a safe lane Bloodseeker?
Yeah, I think so. And it could be a safe Veno, although it's been a while since we've seen that. Or a safe Magnus, a Blood mid. Is the Tide for Neon to close out? I didn't expect to be right, but they did go with the Tide. So, I mean, you just don't see it all too often nowadays, but it does play nicely into Magnus, into Wyvern. Is going to be
Yassi Shadow Shaman.
Yassi Shadow Shaman. What?
So, is it Pos 1 Shaman? It can't be. It can't be, John. Position 1 Shaman. I've seen some weird things in my career, John, but position,
I mean,
it can't be.
To be fair, Yassi on the actual roster is the Pos 4. 458 isn't here. They've subbed in. Maybe Red steps up to that Pos 1 role as the Bloodseeker. That baby just plays the offlane Veno. I think that's what they're going for, actually. So Yassi back to support, right? Pos 1 Shadow Shaman. That's just some next level stuff that I'm not ready to see. Oh, Mike, I don't want to see it as well. I think it scares me.
Is this Skem Chen, by the way?
Yeah.
They're running the Yapage Morphling, and they're going to run the
okay.
Position
That's
4
spicy.
Quad, position 5 Pangolier.
Oh, that is spicy. Neon, you mad lads. You actually go with the Skem Chen in the end. You mad lads. What? Play hard. Look, this duo supports. I said they lack control, man. These two supports have no control. They have damage. No control.
Pubs. Pubs are ruined.
Oh, you better hope that the puppies aren't watching. I believe Fluke's watching though. I did see a DOTA Fluke in there, so just a quick shout out to Fluke for covering. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it, sir.
Indeed. Don't you get any ideas?
No. Don't do this in your pubs, kids. Keep it safe. Play it safe.
Very dangerous.
This is the fastest way to get 5 reports on you as you jump in. Not playing the role. Report immediate. Classic.
Indeed. Did I ever tell you I went to Vietnam, John, for my honeymoon?
Oh, did you? I know you went to Japan. I didn't know Vietnam was there. How was it?
It's fantastic. A really nice country, actually. Very, very relaxing, and people were very friendly. The food's amazing. Went to Ho Chi Minh City to get started, and then eventually ended up moving up towards Nha Trang, which is a coastal city, John.
Ooh, beautiful.
Love that country.
Oh yeah.
It's a fantastic place. If you haven't visited and you're nearby, I would highly recommend it.
Oh yeah.
Really beautiful.
Dane, mother!
Miss Father already.
Yeah, they're talking about 458. They were talking about that in lobby. Where's Father? Oh man. I love seeing this, these guys are all friends. This is what Southeast Asia is all about. You're going wild on the chat wheels, right? You talk, you talk what you want. At the end of the day, we're all friends. We've just got very interesting ways of expressing that friendship, Mike. Very interesting ways.
Certainly is. Pause should be, well, I was about to say should be over relatively soon.
It's 2.
There's 2 people connected. Oh. Right, if you can't afford the battle pass, you just type it out. You do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh no,
he can afford it.
Yeah, he has it. Hong has it. It's not him.
On your
Oh man. Back to Vietnamese food, Mike. Man, have you had Vietnamese coffee? Vietnamese iced coffee.
Oh my goodness.
Man, I miss that. We had a great place here with really good Vietnamese iced drip coffee. Ever since pandemic, I haven't had it. I miss it. It's so good. You have it at night, even though it's nighttime. It's gonna really relax you down. It's so good. Such good stuff there.
It really was. It was kind of probably pretty unhealthy how much coffee we were drinking. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh, your Pash can't connect back to the game apparently, so we're gonna have a remake, ladies and gentlemen. So all
right.
We'll be right back in a couple minutes to get this this game number 2 started. Yeah, we'll just reconnect.
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Do not take this the wrong way, but your armor falls somewhere short of practical.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Shackles, but there's your Kraken shot.
Kill, and 496 are finding a lot of farm on the map. You still have a runaway start for your Posh. He is doing fantastic for himself, but Red on the top lane, he's 38-6 in the blue. He's got drums flying up at the 5-minute mark. It's a 6-minute mark, so it's really good for the Bloodseekers still. They're trying to make
John,
a move.
what have you done? They won't drive him all the way. They don't have
Every single time, man.
Yeah, every time. He'll be alright. 496 still maintain a 1k net worth lead. Game does continue, a much slower start. That's saying something considering it is 7 kills at 6 minutes in. Still hung. Have the RP now up on the Magnus. Still a very hard kill to go for onto your Page. Not gonna bother for that, I don't believe. Unless Yassi can get a nice Hex off, but he has been scouted out by an Observer Wall.
Yeah, they're not going to find that easy opportunity. You still got to love this movement from 496. They are still maintaining that aggression, but I think for this time, Neon is going to want to play slower. They are TPing up top, though.
JJ, scaled up. Red gets the silence off in time. Now Yassi is there with the Hex and the Shackles whenever he wants, but now Ravage and the turnaround, the Pango with a great swashbuckle play hard. Going straight after Red, does get one. Now the Hand of God flying in from Skem. And it looks like Yassi should also end up falling on the Shaman eventually, and does. JG hits him with the Gush. That'll be enough, but that BB trying to go with the Gale to play hard, who is very, very low, but now your Page gonna jump in, and there was also a deny out onto play hard. Neon Esports getting essentially a 3-for-0 trade.
Yeah, just the foresight for your Posh. You get that rotation up top to clean up afterwards. Finding those kills out. Skem as well with the on-point Hand of God. Just keep alive. Really making it work. A lot of things lining up there. 496 have to be cautious about making those mistakes we talked about. They have to know the limits of their timings, of their abilities, of how often they fight. Because if they keep forcing fights like that and bleed kills away, they are going to give Neon a massive opening that they do not want to have to deal with.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's like Red's actually going for the Maelstrom build on the Bloodseeker, so not opting for that standard Veil build we've been seeing. Really trying to be the hard carry this game. Suppose once the Maelstrom's up, you can start to escalate, but I question how he's going to be able to fight into a Morphling later on. Like, it's going to be a big issue.
It is. I think on the other hand as well, like Bloodseeker is sort of a hero to deal with Morphling. Morphling's a hero that plays on the edge of HP. You don't want to juggle that HP with a Bloodseeker. A certain limit to that Morphling that the Bloodseeker forces you to deal with. Just having to watch how low do you go on that HP pool, and I think that's really where the value of this is in this matchup. Hard carry though, like its toolkit will
Radiant's
dagger off, so there's a timing issue here for 496.
Yeah, see? He netted up. Looks like he is going to be surrounded. It's going to be an easy kill. And they also spot out Red. Blink in from Play Hard with the Shadow Strike to slow him down, but Red still just fine. Took himself out. But as time goes on, John, Skem's army is getting bigger. Is going to start becoming a real problem. He's starting to work towards the drums now after that Helm of the Dominator. Seen this many times from Skem. Once everything's online and ready to go, it is hard to stop.
It really is. Like the timings of the Chen as a core are just so tight. Like what he brings to the table to sustain the damage early on, and the push potential as well. Like that's something 496 has to watch out for. They have decent push with a Shadow Shaman. You need level 6 on Yassi though, although they'll make a move on Play Hard.
Okay, Blood right out, Play Hard, can't blink away, not quite yet anyway. Now the Rupture is there.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Do guarantee the kill, yes. Able to take it for himself, though there is a play on Geopage. He's strength morphing and he's going to survive. Now, Ravage is also committed. JG able to help out, and that BB will be the one to go down. Meanwhile, the rest will just continue chasing this Pangolier, and they will eventually get him. They don't get the main target they wanted, which was Geopage.
Oh yeah, it's still fairly good for Neon, saving your punch like that. They did force out some spell uses as well. Hung committed the RP, which I don't mind too much. I like seeing that coming out from Magnus players, just going for the early kill potentials and the catch. Play Hard once more down bot.
Rodright going to be there to silence him up once again with the shackles, and there should be no way for Play Hard to get out, and there is not. It'll take another on the Bloodseeker now. Getting ever so close to getting that Mithril Hammer up for that Maelstrom. But top tier 1 is going to go down. Geopage is being recalled by Skem.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
For a big team fight. No Ravage available for JG at the moment, but doesn't seem like Geopage cares as he waveforms in, but an immediate hex out from Yassi, and now with the Blood Riot, they may have enough. No. Geopage was strength morphing, so he is just fine. 496, not to be dissuaded from this, are going to continue trying to push. Don't have the Serpent Wards. JG is going to get shackled. Rupture is out onto our Pangolier. He has to stop the roll. They're going to rush him. John Newell does go down. 496 will eventually be able to get this tier 1 bot tower.
Yeah, they've managed to find some good kills as well on top of that. They get a good objective for themselves while holding on to a few big spells. Like the Winter's Curse is still ready to go if they wanted to force another fight out. They already melted that mid tier 1. The 496 actually looking good in terms of map control. They've got the slight less than 1k net worth lead, 7 to 9 at the 12-minute mark. It's time to see just how far 496 will push. It feels like the same situation they found themselves in last time. I do see that they are more disciplined to farm up. They're waiting for Hung to actually find the blink first, and he is going to have it in a relatively good time. He's got the Echo Saber, he's 700 off the blink. Once that's up, expect the big plays to come out with the blink RP with the combinations of the Blood Riot, maybe the Winter's Curse if needed. It's going to be a lot for Neon to have to play against.
All props to Hung. He's still the top of the net worth for it. It's been looking great. Geopage, meanwhile, he's kind of forced to go for this this defensive build into the Lincoln Sphere first, which is not really what you want when you're playing this Morphling, but with all the spells they have to lock down Geopage, he does need to go for that kind of itemization. It's just mostly the Shaman pickup, right? Like the Hex and Shackles. It's a huge problem for Geopage if he does get caught out.
Oh yeah, it's just way too much control. Even a Rupture causes issues for the Morphling in terms of disengaging there as well. So lots of value in picking that up. It can only block one spell though. You gotta be cautious. You might find yourself ruptured up when you don't expect. Anyway, still has ways to deal with that. Neon, for their part, they're still building up on Skem. The Chen, the carry Chen, is still farming up, waiting for the mech to come out. Although he is controlled.
damage on Yassi. Drums pop, they're going to try and go red. Can he get the job done? Rupture is once again out onto John Newell, but now the Hand of God is there. Skem's still alive. Play hard, going to jump in with Yopage and red.
What?
Going to go down, and they do protect Skem and all the creeps. Most of the creeps.
Yeah, I mean, they got a bunch of them, but they lost 2 heroes for that effort. Suddenly, it's a less than 1k lead for Neon.
Caught by that RP, but he was strength morphing again. I don't know how Yopage is so quick on the fingers, but he's dark quick.
Oh yeah. Trying though.
Hits. There, Yassi does connect with the shackles. He has that Aether Lens up, but he's strength morphing again. Yopage should be alright. Wave form is not available. He'll just morph into the Shaman now, but he's been hexed up again. Still strength morphing, trying to get out, but no. They are going to get the kill this time. Back into JG now. Much harder target to take down, but you've got to be satisfied with that Morphling kill.
That's the big target they were looking for. They finally find that pick off, and they're setting themselves up for a bit of a shove in the bot lane. They are keeping Hung away to get that farm up. He is rushing the BKB on the Magnus, so it's a much more defensive build-up for Hung. Going for just enabling himself in the middle of these fights, not having to worry about any of that counter control, which you do want as a Magnus. Still, you take a look at Red, he has the same idea. BKB coming out next after he flies out this Maelstrom, or if he even finishes that Maelstrom. It does look like he skipped it all together for the BKB. So just wanting to be able to maintain that presence. Don't want to deal with a Ravage stun, don't want to deal with controller the damage coming out here. It should be 496's turn to really be on even more aggression once those BKBs are up. They're gonna have to wait for that a bit more.
Time to posture up that top lane. Hung is around with RP up at 10. BB, look how frustrating he's being towards Yopage. Mid lane, just spamming Venom wards, not giving the man a bit of peace. Speaking of, Yassi even down at the bot lane, just committing Serpent wards on his own. Forcing a defense out of JG and getting a fair bit of damage out into that tier 2 tower. Just slowly chipping away at the side of Neon Esports.
They're not quite finding the objectives, which you do want, right? You've got the Venu, you go after Shaman, you'd expect emphasis on push. They have taken a step back there, just happy to chip away when they can. Trying to contest the jungle down bot, but JG is maintaining his presence. Meanwhile, Neon does get to control top, though.
He's going to die to free, but what an RP out from Hung, catching 2, skewer back, Hand of God is going to be out from Skem. May not matter. Pango not actually going to die. He avoids the blood rights, so Hung is going to have to go back and chase him. That BB actually want to take the kill, but they do not get Yopage. So a very nice RP coming out from our Magnus.
Yeah, that's the RP we were looking for. Yopage wasn't quick enough to get the strength shift as well. They just didn't have enough damage. But that's the next step for 496. Fix that damage issue they're facing now. After the BKBs are up, and Neon, for their part, they're not too far behind. 1k lead for 496. They're looking fantastic, but it's just 1k at 17 minutes in. 10 to 12. There's still a big factor here of Yopage. He skipped that Lincoln, so he is building that shotgun first. He feels safe. He's realized he's lived through these fights. He wants the damage, and that's going to be the key timing for Neon. He's pretty much got the gold. He is flying it out. The shotgun is going to be in play. That could open up Neon for more potentials to be aggressive here.
Good. There's also a BKB now on Hung, however. Complicate things a little bit for Neon Esports. They have smoked up on 496, but they don't have the RP available. May just want to wait this one out. Arcane Rune is going to be spotted there. Looks like Hung will take it.
This will do just fine.
You'd love the RP to be available right now with that Arcane Rune, but it is not. Like Neon, they kind of have sussed out that something is going on here, so they are starting to move towards the top lane instead. It's completely avoiding the side of 496. Do have a disconnection though onto Play Hard.
Doesn't look like the internet's playing too well for Neon Boys still. Gonna be keen to see what 496 does. You know, you mentioned a BKB on Hung. Looks like they are really trying to look for that opportunity. They are playing around ward areas though. Neon does have some decent vision out this time around to spot that movement. Same time, Neon is playing under wards as well. There's information here back and forth between both sides. Scam is still having a fantastic time. Almost at the Guardian Greaves. That's the point when the Chen sustain is pretty ridiculous. Able to keep our team healthy, keep his entire team up, and of course you've got the shotgun in your podge. So they've got to get these items to show, use them, and try to get that advantage out. It's a much closer game too. Neon's not in the driver's seat as much as they'd want. 496, they've tempered that aggression back. This is what we wanted to see from game one. Now they just need to find opportunities.
Yeah. Shotgun mid lane, Yopaj not able to burst down Hung. A bit too tanky on that Magnus at the moment. Hung is going for that Orchid now, just to really make things a lot harder. You don't really have a defensive item yet from Yopaj to be able to combat that, but he is still working towards that Linken's, it seems. It is still queued up. Bombi also just working towards that Blink Dagger right now on the Winter Wyvern. Trying to get that for quite a while and is almost there. So he just wants to be able to blink in and get the perfect Winter's Curse off every time. You kind of wonder, do they need to hurry? I mean, Sken's gonna have a Guardian Greaves up soon. So might be getting a little bit problematic here for 496 if this game continues. I mean, I realize they're just slightly ahead right now. Don't know how much confidence I can have in a position 1 Bloodseeker in 2020 though.
Yeah, it's that, and the Venomancer as well has sharp turning points and power spike. So there's already pipe up on JG. The damage they're getting from magic is going to be mitigated. Have to be cautious about that. Still, deep taken by that BB. Not the best hero for it, but gives themselves a bit more room to farm up. As they stall this game out, I would want to say this favors Neon because Yopaj Morphling does spike a lot earlier. It doesn't really hurt 496 too much. Hung is still building up really nicely as well. So I'd say it's even so far in terms of getting that. At the least, 496 is going to be able to wait out for the next spike on red. He's going to have the BKB up at this rate if the fight is just going to be delayed. There is a smoke on Neon though. They are trying to hunt.
So would that BB, but they can ignore the Veno. And towards down that bot lane where Yassi is hanging out on the Shaman. Have a TP available if he wants to commit, play hard, going for the blink in, gets the scream off, and now they know he's definitely there, but can they make it in time? No! Nice TP out from Yassi. In Neon, that wasted Rolling Thunder. They might just commit for that bottom tier 1 tower anyway while they're here though. I mean, they've still got the Ravage and the Sonic Wave for that matter, and Rolling Thunder will be back up in 50 seconds. That BB, TP back in with the Boots of Travel. Well, Hex gonna be out with the wards to drop tier onto Yassi. Vessel all gonna be just purged off by Kraken. The backlines, RP is committed onto 2. There goes Skem on the Chen, and the Morphling falling very, very low. Does go down to Hung. Now 496 can really take advantage, and they do. Finding a third. It's off the back of Hung once again.
Oh yeah, he is just making this Magnus work. We did say there's a lot of reliance on the Magnus to find these openings. He's finding it. Hung is setting up for his team. They managed to find a big kills. A 3k lead now, opening up potential shoves on the bot lane end. A bit of a shove down mid. I love this from 496. Like, they have tempered that aggression back. They should be cautious in the next fight now, with no RP, no Winter's Curse, and no Rupture as well for a bit. So this is the time for Neon to maybe jump back in. They've been very cautious with JG's Ravage. They've only used it once. Gonna have to use it sometime soon. They are gonna lose their bot tier 2 just like that.
Plays out from 496. Neon yet to find their footing here in this game number 2. Again, just get very cautious not to get caught like that early on, as team does depend on him to have those follow-up heals in these team fights. He has so much of it with those Greaves and the Hand of God. JG trying to become even tankier now on that Tide Hunter, just going for a Lotus Orb. Krakenshaw has already been quite annoying here for 496, but Lotus Orb going to make things even harder for them to deal with this Tide Hunter, but
it's one way to really prevent the instant hexes, prevent the instant ruptures, right? You put it onto your morph, so your Podge has a bit more leeway there. He's actually going for the straight BKB. I like that switch out. I think it's a lot smarter to play. They are in the Roche pit, but they were spotted by a ward. There's an opportunity for 496 to dance here. They've got RP in 5 seconds.
They do. Hex thrown out with the wards onto JG. They commit everything, even the Rupture. Red gonna pop his own BKB back after the Tide Hunter, and he has the Ravage, but he has no option to use it. We'll just hold on. He will buy back, however. Back into the team fight, but you're also gonna lose John Uel. That'll be it. They just force him to back off without the Roshan, but another pie back out from Yapango. Neon are gonna try again. RP is still up right now. This could be a very risky team fight to take. Roshan, not even at half HP yet. Hunt gonna show himself, goes for the Orchid onto Yopaj, but the Ghost Scepter gonna save his life. Skewer is gonna be there, but the silence is out from our Bloodseeker, and well, it won't matter anyway. Play hard. Gonna go down on the Quap. Now Curse is committed onto Skem with the Ravage to be thrown out from JG, and it's a great Ravage, so they'll jump in. Yopaj blows one up. There'll be a buyback from Bombi. The Shackles just holding down this Morphling, but Red is being chased. Bombi coming back in with the Arctic Burn, but it's not going to be enough. They'll lose Red now. He'll commit the buyback. Yopaj still going onto the Shaman, who Glimmer Capes away, but now the Rolling Thunder is committed onto our Shadow Shaman, but here comes Hung, who still has the RP, mind you, and will commit it onto 2 heroes. Bloodright's a follow-up. Can they get the kill on the Morph? They can. With the kill onto the Pangolier. There's so many tiebacks happening for the side of Neon Esports. And it looks like 496 will be able to commit to the Roshan play now.
It took a while, but they managed to get the Roche for themselves now. I want to point something out. There's an awkward moment where Hung, he was right in front with Bombi. They caught Yopaj out. He TP'd home right when Yopaj was running away. So there's a long time where Hung just wasn't in that fight. If he was around earlier, I think there were more opportunities to get a big RP. Works out in the end, so I guess no harm done. And Roche, no contestation now. Neon gonna have to give that objective away. First Aegis of the game, gonna go to Red. There are 2 lives in the Bloodseeker now. A 5k advantage on 496.
Now Yassi getting vision with those Serpent Wards.
Wow!
Surrounding the Quap. I love the work here from Yassi on this Shaman, John. He just has no hesitation to throw those Serpent Wards down.
Oh yeah, it's just, if he knows there's an opportunity to find a big kill, he goes for it. They don't really need his wards for the push as well. They've got the Venomancer to help with that, and they've got pretty decent right clicks coming out now from their Magnus and their Bloodseeker, so there's not too much pressure for Yas to hold on. He does have his Aether Lens as well, so he's got that range now, along with his level 15 talent, to reach far with the Shackles and Hex. It is causing issues for Neon. He's finding the targets he wants every time.
Into Bombi, Shackles out from Yassi into the Bloodright of Red.
Dire's top tower.
Not
is
the
under
target they
attack.
want though. The Tidehunter just a bit too tanky to deal with early on. Yassi gonna get gushed up. Rolling Thunder not committed yet, but Yopaj looking for a shotgun opportunity. Now that Rolling Thunder cancelled off by a great Winter's Curse from Bombi. Bloodrite is also going to be there to follow up, but it's only connecting on JG. Neither side fully committed to the fight yet. But RP is now up and available for Hung, so they just bought some time. Another Shackle's available there from Yassi. Back onto that Tidehunter. Hung looking for a big RP. He will not squat out the back lines yet, rather go after the Tide. Yopaj jumping in for a shotgun after Yassi, but there's your RP coming out. It does connect onto two heroes. Skem falling low, but in the back lines, they do end up catching it. Another in the form of Play Hard. Now Bombi moving back in onto the Pangolier. Hung will be able to secure that kill, and Skem trying to run with the Glimmer Cape, but he is going to be spotted out by the Arctic Burn of Bombi. Eventually, should just die. Should be 4 heroes going down for 496.
It's not a great spot to even catch Yopaj up top.
Yassi just all over the map, gets the blood right there with Red. He'll try for the TP play, and Hex just on cooldown for another second. Very unfortunate there for 496.
Yeah, would have been nice to tie up that fight with a full team wipe. Still, 496 looking fantastic. 10k lead, 13-26. They're taking out that top tier 1, no way to contest. And they're starting to set their eyes on that mid tier 2. They've got the ward to drop. There's that push potential you can get with a Shaman now. And it's a lot less... It's a very low investment push when you've got these wards up, so no risk for free in a relatively quick manner, and they've set themselves up. They still have the Aegis on red as well, mind you, so they've got the second life ready to go. They might look for high ground, maybe wait out the RP first.
Looks that way. Then with a 12k net worth lead, they are sitting pretty 496. Nothing really to worry about quite yet. Feels like Neon have to be so much more defensive in this game number 2. Not the way they like to play at all.
3 homes on which to waste them.
Gem has not really had the greatest game on the Pos 1 Chen this game either. Has been bit. Now, that BB to get some vision here on the Venom. Let's get gushed up. Bloodrite is out onto JG once again, and Hung rushing forward for that Tidehunter. They also caught out Yopaj on the Morphling. They don't have the damage quite yet, however. Shackles was cancelled, but now the curse is there from Bombi. Meanwhile, in the back, Hung is keeping everyone else at bay. He gets JG. He'll get John Newell. Yopaj is still a man on the run here. Gets silenced up once again by that Bloodrite. Trying to fly over the rock sharp hit, but it's no good. He does go down.
See you later.
Oh man, Neon. The 496 are just finding those openings to get this fight without blowing RP. Hong holds on to it. They've still got another fight with the RP left. They don't have too long left in the Aegis though. Red only has about 20 seconds. But doesn't look like he's gonna need to expend it anyway. No buybacks being expended. Just going straight for the objectives. Racks, towers, they all melt to this lineup.
They do. Hungy has even got the Bloodthorn up now on the mag. Skewer just going after that T3 tower. Making me think he's going after somebody, but nobody was there. The tier 3 bot racks also set to go down, and they will commit all the way. With that RP, they feel confident. Neon, 2 racks is down now. They still have their top racks, as there is a T2 tower still standing. But it's not looking very good for this Radiant side.
No, it's really not. It's an 18k lead for 496. A lot of that is riding on Hung, but this Magnus is looking really scary. I mean, he's got a crit stick now with a Bloodthorn. Gonna have the Abyssal up running soon, so much more tankiness coming up. Some more control as well on top of it. I mean, we were talking about Yopaj's progress. Beyond the BKB, he hasn't moved past that. So he's got 1 offensive item, no stat items to buff himself up, and the damage he pumps out and he's only got the one BKB. It's stalled out for a Morphling. Scam stalled out as well on the Guardian Greaves. And there's JG doesn't even have the opportunity to go for a blink. So they smoke up. They're going to try to force an opening here for Neon.
Look at this though, Bombi. Great positioning on the Wyvern. Will just get himself out as well. They can't keep up with him. Arctic Burn on top of the cliff. Do they know he's there? No, they don't.
Oh man.
He's actually just going to sit here as an observer ward for a little bit. Just saves 496 the trouble of that smoke.
Yeah, and that's buying them time to shove out that top tier 2. They've got the creep wave all the way. They're going to be able to melt that tier 2 now. Neon not in a position to defend. They don't have a smoke to make a play there. They're going to have to wait at the high ground. Oh, they didn't force another smoke actually.
Time, big ravage out from JG into the Sonic Wave, and that's Red gone. Winter's Curse is going to be there from Bombi. Hung still going, a 3-man RP now being thrown out. The heals are coming from Scam. The skewer away. It's going to be no good for 496. They've lost 2 as Yopaj continues wave forming forward, trying to find another target.
Top tower is under attack.
But they are running out of targets to go after. That BB going to try for the TP play, but will not make it. He gets stunned up in time. It's a great team fight for Neon. Managed to get 3 for nothing.
Oh yeah, just fantastic. That entrance from JG, the smoke definitely paying off there. They did manage to blow up one key hero before that started. So they do make it work their way. 496 have to be a bit cautious in that confidence. The smoke plays are still working out here. And Neon keep themselves in the game. They still lose that tier 2 top. They're going to be happy enough finding those counter kills. They can't really transition that to any objectives though. So the map still stays on 496's side. Fortunately enough, gonna have to look for that opportunity to take control on the map in a different fight.
Yopaj.
What?
Mid lane dies to Bombi and Yassi. Rolling Thunder is gonna fly through. They should be able to kill off Yassi in the end. Well now, you lose your Wyvern, but you do end up getting the Morphling, so you don't really mind that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely don't mind that. A massive pickup for 496. They don't have anyone on the map, mind you. No one's up, but there's no objectives. Neon just cannot push, especially not without Yopaj. They've ended up in the same situation as game 1. Yopaj was just absolutely insane in TA. He was setting up. This time his Morphling has to be the one popping off, but it's not up there yet. So they're relying on the Morphling for that late game scaling. Scam's window of really being massive on Chen, it's gone. He's much more about utility now, but he's not going to carry you to the closer. It's going to have to be Yopaj, and he can't do anything when he's not up.
No, you cannot. Still building defensively, Yopaj, trying to go for that satanic now. He needs every little bonus he can get for himself.
Yo, this guy has no chill, man.
I was wondering why that BKB sound came out. It was Hung. Accidentally popping his BKB.
Oh boy.
And it's already sitting at 5 seconds anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but... Team fight broke out in the next minute. It would kind of suck for Hung.
Oh,
so that won't be the case.
Fortunately for him, it won't. The next rush as well, it's a bit of a long one. A minute off. Gonna have that option for a bit. There are some windows here to play around. It looks like 496. They've got their spells up. They might look to play aggressive. Lots of lines being drawn on the map. They're trying to posture around a Roche. That's the next safe objective for both sides to fight over.
Still trying to control the triangle here, 496, not allowing Neon to feel comfortable. Both teams understanding how important this next Roshan's going to be. Stick around that area. Neon, very cautious. The right moment. Based off the last big team fight we saw, you are really reliant on JG hitting a big ravage. It's important for them to land. 6 have smoked up exactly where they are. Very, very hard to get to that high ground. Still, Yassi does find out play hard at the top lane now. Gets the force up into the Hex and has the shackles. The Blood Right follow-up from Red. Does have the Yules available, but no, the bash comes out. Couldn't even get the Yules off on the Quap in time.
Just on demand there. And even force out Januel to use that Rolling Thunder. Not the longest cooldown, but it's not going to be up for the rush that's happening. Hong just in that pit. Aegis and Cheese available for the take. And if you're Neon, you can't afford to give this one up.
Under attack.
Wow! How do you fight this, though, without your Quap? It looks like they're just going to choose not to. 496 will be able to claim this Roshan. It's going to be an Aegis Cheese out. Aegis goes the way of Hung, and Red will take the cheese on the Bloodseeker. Neon, they've got to start prepping for that that high ground defense. You know, 496 is going to be coming soon. Especially when you get lucky with these neutral items.
Oh yeah. What more could you ask for with a leveler out for Magnus? So that even the Havoc Hammer is going to be really nice in one of these. It's everything you could hope for. There is a Satanic up now though on your pod, so he's got more durability in the front. Didn't opt for the Lincolns in the end or anything like that. Just straight up lifesteal. We'll see if that's going to be enough to hold him up. Got the Abyssal though on Hung, so it's a back and forth still. Holding on to that last Rax and 496. Trying to shove it in slowly but surely. Trying to force an opportunity open.
DOTA Plus actually sitting at 98% for 496. Really good for them. Neon a 2% chance to turn this one around. Hex is going to be out for the Rolling Thunder. And now the Ravage is there from JG. Connects on two heroes. Cold Embrace not going to save Yassi. Sonic Wave is out from Play Hard. Both teams have lost one support, but there's your Winter's Curse coming out now. Catching out your Page, who did morph into the RP from Hung. And that is your Page gone without buyback. JG now. Getting attacked up by Hung. They aren't even going to bother with him. They'll go after the tier 3 tower. That BB, the only one chasing, and that's the GG call being made, Neon. They know they can't defend without their Morphling. This draft has not worked out this time around, and that will mean 496 are able to draw this series out 1-1.
Yeah, really bloody series from Neon and 496. Really big plays coming out.